We are accustomed to wearing imported leather artifacts here in Ghana, especially among the Gen Zs, mostly because we believe that they have the perfect finishing. But what if I tell you there's a young man changing the narratives right here in Ghana? Hello and welcome to another insightful episode of The Entrepreneur. My name is Esther Educhumwa, your host. Today, we bring you the story of Giddins Ghana Ltd, a company that is into leather craftsmanship business here in Ghana. We're speaking with Giddins Ghana, the CEO and founder. His vision to alleviate his parents from financial burdens led him into entrepreneurship. And yes, he's doing really amazing. Stay with us as we inspire you with his story. Thank you. We would love to know the types of names of bags you have here and then the inspirations behind them. But we would love to know you, your name and a little background about you and how Giddins started.
Thank you very much and thanks for coming. I am Giddins Ghana. I schooled in Legon. I did food process engineering, and it was during the process that education that I came across a material called conveyor belt. At the time I was looking to take off the financial burden of my parents. So I was looking for something that I could do to alleviate, their burden. And as part of my engineering course, like I told you, I came across a material called conveyor belt. And I realized that the robustness of that property, of the material, could be used for the soles of shoes. What ordinary people would say tie. Yeah, but you could also call it like that, but it was called conveyor belt. I did a lot more research on that, and I realized that I could use it for the soles of shoes. So I went to Kumasi. By then, my brother was in tech. I told him about the discovery. We found some two shoemakers to work on the things for us, and that was how Giddins was birthed. So I made 5 slippers out of that. I brought it back to Legon campus to sell to my classmates. I ordered for another 20 pairs. That was that, like that. I ordered for 65 after 3 weeks. Then I realized that no, this is something that I could do for a lifetime. So that was how Giddins was birthed. So from university, you started selling right from there? Yes, second year. How did you convince your colleagues to buy? How was it? Was it perfect? I think at the point, it was more of, let's support our own, let's support our classmates, let's support this. But at the time too, there was some form of competition, some minor competitions among colleagues or students, and it was a time for us to be able to launch on that to sell more of our product. So that was it for us. So it was easier because then they felt that they knew you. It was easier because they could relate with the material you were using because they've also experienced it and they've been lectured on. So it was very easy for them to relate. So at what point did you decide to move from campus and make it, a whole business? I think that was in 2014. So it was 2014 that I'd finished school, I've done my national service and everything. It was in 2014 that I finally registered a business. From that, we've been able to, we are still around the campus areas because we started as a student brand. That is why we are even located around the UPSA, because we have like 5 universities around our shop. So because it started as a student brand, we wanted to be in the catchment areas of 5 universities. So Legon, UPS, Radford, Natford, Lancaster, and all those other things. So Wisconsin is not too far, Webster is here and all that. So that was the genesis of everything. So it was very easy to convince the students because they could relate, and we also registered in 2014, and we came out of Legon campus. We had a shop here in 2017 to be able to, sell to a lot of people, because then from that time, most of our customers have moved from being students to, recent workers and all that, and so we had to move from the campus environment into an open space. Wow. So before I come to what inspires your design, how did you raise money to start when you really wanted to launch out as a full business? So prior to that, I think that in school, the vice chancellor then was like, you could pay your school fees half for the first semester and pay the second one the second semester. Luckily for me, my parents gave me all the money. So I used a section of it to start the footwear business. And that's how, I was able to get capital for the first 5 pairs of slippers. But after school, I just bootstrapped my business, using my personal finances from national service and other stuff, but along the line, I got myself involved with incubator and accelerator hubs. So the likes of NBC Africa, InnoHub Growth Center, and later MDF, Orange Corners Innovation Fund, they came in handy because then they provided some form of grants and assistance, technical assistance and financial assistance, to be able to make us stay afloat. So these were some of the things or some of the finances or support I had after school, right? They were mostly through the innovation hubs, the incubator hubs and accelerator hubs.
When the idea came that conveyor belts could be used for soles of shoes, did you have any professional consultation with someone to refine the idea and before you brought it out, or you just started?
I think I just branched into it because I just felt that instantly the robustness of the conveyor belt could be used for the soles of shoes. That was just the driving idea. But along the line, I was fortunate to have a lecturer called Prof. Bunny, Richard Bunny, who taught me entrepreneurship in the final year. So I go to him from time to time, he helps you refine the idea, and he's still, more like an advisor to me now. And he's helped me and some other people, the innovation hub that I joined, they also help you refine your ideas, and make sure that your product is fit for the market and is fit for people.
There are a lot of imported materials, like shoes, artifacts on the market. Didn't it put you off that you are not going to get enough market for what you're doing? I
think that it's more about finding your market and finding your niche. Yes, when we started, we had various, even other made in Ghana brands that were there, but it was a matter of trying to find your niche market and finding your market.
So how did you find your niche and then your market?
So what helped us was the fact that we started as a student brand, and we were able to build loyalty amongst the students then. And the robustness of the conveyor belt could make your shoes last for 4 years. So if you are buying that shoe as a student and it lasted for 4 years, and you are now a corporate worker or whatever it is, right? Definitely you run back to us because you know how the shoe served you on campus. So that was one of the things that made us catch a lot of customers. And students became very loyal, and they've grown with the brand, and they are still with the brand, and they've recommended us to other people.
So how many staff are you working with?
Currently we have 12, 6 part-time, and I think that's 6 full-time. The people we met at the back production, most of our the shoes are made in Kumasi. They are outsourced people to make them. So they are like 6.
A lot of entrepreneurs have issues with employees. How do you manage your team? And what is the longest turnover you have so far?
That's a very tough question. I think it's something that most of us, like you mentioned, we try to find, it's a problem that we are trying to always address, right? But I think that thankfully, we've had our own share of the story. Thankfully, the lady here, Tesla, has been with us for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And that is one thing that we are grateful to God for. We've had some few issues with artisans, but I think that what we are doing, sometimes they come after a year or two after training, you don't see them again. But what we are trying to do at Giddins is trying to be able to train, as part of our mission is to train young youth, young girls with valuable skills. So what we've found is that we need to be able to build the skill set from scratch so that they become loyal, right? So that is one thing we are trying to do. So the people you met there, we trained most of them, and now they are with us. What we're also trying to do is that we are trying to partner KNUST. They have a department that is into handcraft stuff, like handy stuff, like leather and all that things. We started a working relationship with them where we train. They attach some of their leather work students to our company.
Oh, wow.
So that we give them practical hours, because they do more of theory, a little practical, but we are giving them long practical hours so that they will also be able to build the confidence and the competence within the leather value chain. We are doing this because most of them, when they finish school, do not end up in the leather sector because they don't have companies to attach themselves in, they are not motivated enough, and this is what Giddins is trying to use its company, as a force for good.
Wow. That's really good. All right, so how do you source your materials? Material
sourcing is one of the most important things for us as a business. We making sure that the quality assurance is right from the material sourcing, because then if it is not well sourced, it is going to have an implication on the final finish, right? And so we make sure that we select the top-notch product materials and make sure that they are it's well done, it's well lit. We source most of the materials from vendors who buy them from, let's say, overseas, because then we don't have a leather industry like, a tannery or a company that processes leather. So most of these leathers are imported, all right, either from Europe, other parts of Europe, and maybe other parts of Africa. So it's
wow. So if you're watching and you want to venture into the artifact business, that's a business advantage for you right there. You can establish a company that will be processing leather, and a company like Giddins will be buying from you. All right. So what informs your designs? I mean, you have beautiful designs here. I really like this. And I see a fusion of cloth. I mean, the African print cloth. What informs and inspires these designs you do on your bags, your shoes, your belt, and the other things you do?
So when we started the handbag business, I think that was in 2013, 2014. That time we were revamping old bags with African print. That time that thing had come. So we get your old bag and we use African print to cover it up, to that form of sustainability and re-echo, that thing. But along the line, we realized that we wanted to serve the corporate world, because most of our customers are moved from student level to working level, and you wanted to give them something that they could use for work. So we toned down the African print. So you realize that here you see that not most of the bags come with African print. We have just an accent of the African print in it, just to celebrate the the diversity and the vibrancy.
The origin of the bag.
Exactly. So the inspiration comes from one of our core values is celebrating innovation and creativity. So we try to reward creativity and innovation amongst our artisans. So then they are pushed to be able to create things on their own, right? So that is one aspect. Two, either customer suggestions. Oh, I wish that my bag was done this way. I'm not a lady, so I don't really know most of the things they put in bags. But the comments that come, customer reviews that do come, inspire some of our designs, right? Again, I'll be quick to say that we get some of the inspirations from the internet and we tweak it to our taste. So these are some of the things. Again, some people or some customers come with ideas that, oh, I wish you could do this way, and that is why some of the bags are even named after some of our customers, right?
Wow.
And those who've also contributed meaningfully to our business, we also name products after them. So something like this, the Sachi Dawson was my lecturer in the University of Ghana who taught me quality control and assurance.
And this one?
Yeah, it's the same. It's just this is the crossbody part of it, and this is the handle part.
So this session is for Sachi Dawson. Wow.
Yeah, because then anytime you wear Sachi Dawson bag, it tells you about constant improvement.
Wow.
So you wear it and you are thinking about how do I make myself better? Because she taught me quality assurance and quality improvement. Wow. So that's the idea behind the bag. This is Rayla bag. This is named after a friend who has been supportive, been making sure that she spreads your name to other people to get to know your brand. Wow. So it talks about friendship, talks about dependability and all those kind of stuff. So they are named after, this one is named after my very loyal worker, Presla. It talks about loyalty. So if you rock this bag, it tells you that you need to be loyal, faithful to whoever you are with and everything, either your worker, your boss, anything.
Tell us, what are some of the beginning challenges you faced when you came out to serve not only students but the larger market?
I want to touch on 2 or 3 things. Trying to get the right people to work for you. That is one big challenge. You might think that you have labor is cheap in Ghana, but the attitude of workers makes it very expensive.
Wow.
All right, and so that was one major thing. 2, we had to be always telling people why they have to believe in our own, that kind of thing. And I think I also want to touch about support, like financial support for businesses. Sometimes it's very hard when you're starting off to get finance, because you've not been able to build a track record of financial history. So So it's very difficult for somebody to even believe in your idea. Family members might not even believe in your idea. So not to talk about banks who demand collateral and all other things. So these are some of the things that I feel that if you look at the interest rates, if you go to the bank, it's around 33%. If you go elsewhere, it's around 5% or even less. So it's easier for them to do businesses or to think of innovation.
So how have you been able to tackle the employee bit, the finance bit, and then the which other one did you talk about?
So it was finance. Employees, and
then getting people to believe in the brand.
Yes. So I think believing in the brand will take time. That's what I'll tell everybody. You just don't start and feel that in the next 6 months people will just hop on. It will take some time. But within that time, you need to be making sure that you are building your processes very well. You're making sure that your processes are up to speed. You know, you're building also your personal, brand integrity and all those other stuff. That is very key, because then what will make somebody leave all the way from Kaswa and come to UPS to buy something from Giddins? It's either perhaps he thinks he knows you, or he knows of your personal brand, and so he thinks and he knows that, oh, if I go, I'll be sorted. That is one thing. When it comes to the finance side, I would say that integrity too is also part of it, because then if you've built that, it's easier to take loans from friends and family. I have done that before. I've taken loans from friends and family. I've paid back. I've gone through the entrepreneurship programs. There are a lot of them around through the incubator and accelerator hubs. You might get some form of training and some small cash that will be able to make you do some things for like maybe 1 year or something, and which is very, very important. If you're able to do those things, so if let's say you go to a bank and you say, oh, I went for a grant of let's say $1,000, I've been able to use it to do ABC, I've done this, and I was able to employ 3 more people. It's easier for the bank to say that, okay, if we give you $20,000, you can pay back and you triple the number of people that you employ. When I talk about the worker issues, that is what we are trying to do with KNUST and some other organizations, where we try to bring in people to train so that we could have a pipeline of artisans within the leather value chain. So basically, that's what we have done as a business.
Wow. Indeed, trust is key and essential to entrepreneurship success. We are going for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Thank you. So I want to know how you acquire customer, you retain them, and then build loyalty among them.
So 3 things. As part of our core values, customer satisfaction is one of them. And we make sure that we excite our customers by providing them the quality product that they
How
want.
do you attract them in the first place?
So we use social media to attract them. That is one. We do exhibitions, and so we are able to interact with customers. We do industry conferences and seminars, and we're also able to attract people like that. And now we do more social media, boosting sponsored ads and all other things. So that is these are some of the ways we attract customers. And when they come, we make sure that we give them the best of best. You know, we make sure that they are happy here. We do take videos and pictures. I'm sure you've seen that on our Instagram. We make sure that it is part of their vibe here. And so people sometimes do not even want to have their products delivered. They want to come and have the in-person, customer experience. We also sometimes visit customers in their offices. We're going to do personal deliveries to build that bond with the people. People have shopped with us for like 5 years and they don't know where we are. But because of trust, they're able to buy time in and time out, So these are some of the things that we've done to first of all get customers, to retain them, and to make sure that we just don't retain them, but they also refer us to people to come and buy. So these are some of the things that we also do, promos for our customers, loyalty. We name product after our loyal customers. This in one way or the other will say, if a bag is named after you, you definitely want your friend to come to a Giddins shop to come and buy your bag. So these are some of the things that we do to retain customers.
That's really innovative. Okay, so in terms of, you've talked about how you get your leathers that they are not, here in Ghana. There's influx of leather products coming from Europe, already made, not just leather.
Yeah.
How is it affecting your market?
I think that that's a big one, but I think that we've come a long way. Anytime you speak to anybody who's purchased a made in Ghana product, they will tell you that the quality, it lasts longer. It's just that it's got issues with finishing and some other things. The older shoemakers and bag makers, you know, for lack of a better word, didn't get the opportunity to go to maybe tertiary and some other universities, or were not exposed. The young crop of shoemakers and bag makers are exposed, and so they know what the market needs. And so we are building on the existing, you know, durability of what our forefathers did, and now we are adding finesse, you know, quality, aesthetics, you know, to it. And these are some of the things that make the foreign ones better than ours. And now we've been able to, because we are exposed, because we've been educated, we are putting that in our production process to make sure that we are at par with them. And so that's how we've been able to solve that.
What is the best practices in terms of production? Do you do mass production, or you do bespoke, like somebody can tell you specification? And what's the best practice in your own opinion?
I wouldn't say there's a best practice, manufacturing practice, right, for every sector, and the shoemaking is no different. But we, like this, we do handmade and a section of machines, right? We hardly do bespoke, because bespoke takes a longer time. So we try to look at what the market needs, and because we serve more of working class, middle-aged working class professionals, we know the salary range, the salaries they take, and we know the kind of shoes to make for them. All right, so, and we know the kind of shoes that they wear and they take to work. And so we're able to look at that and tweak our production process and the type of product that we make, so that it can serve a lot of purpose.
What Giddins Ghana Ltd is all about, how people can reach you, and why they should reach you.
Thank you very much. Giddins is a leather value chain business. We specialize in handmade shoes, top quality shoes, belts, handbags, and all other bag products. Our bags range from laptop bags to underarm bags, to handbags, like this, to laptop bags, any other bag, conference bags, wooden bags, duffel bags, school bags, any bag that you can think of. Giddins is well equipped with the necessary machines, highly advanced machines, and the skilled artisans to be able to produce those bags for you. We make bags for conferences, for institutions, and call on us any day to make your bags for you. We also have female flat shoes from size 36 to 45. Ladies find it very difficult getting very comfy shoes, and Giddins is here to give you those shoes. We just ventured into kaftans, and we will entreat everybody to visit the Giddins shop close to the University of Professional Studies here in Accra. Pass by, visit our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Giddins Fashion. And our numbers are 056 150 4585. 056 150 4585. We have a very good thing for you guys this year. We are going to make a call to train young girls and the youth in bag making starting from June for a 6-month period. So stay tuned and follow us on our social medias for all this announcement. Thank you. Wow,
it's been an incredible time spent with you. We know you're very busy, but today has really been good. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, your inspiring story with us. We've learned a lot. And to you viewers out there, I know you've learned a lot today, because Gideon is an inspiration. His desire to alleviate his parents from financial burden is now not only serving that purpose, but giving, means for people to have food to eat, because he has employed others, and is also satisfying the market with made in Ghana products that have very good finishing. You need to be here to see what I'm talking about. So whatever idea or dream that you are nursing, I want you to know that the day you implement it, somebody is going to thank you for it.